Uno, dos, tres. Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
Hey everyone, and welcome back.
Welcome back, guys, to episode 116.
Hell yeah.
Today, we're going to start it off with Jesus. The church.
Jesus. Some
the
bullets.
church and AR-15 rifles.
Hell yeah. So if you like Jesus and you like guns, stick around.
Yeah, stick around. You might like it. You might get mad. You might be happy.
You might want to join.
Who knows? I don't know what side people play on, but whatever side you pick, we just want everybody to
just know.
Remain calm. And just hug thy neighbors.
Yes.
Don't be so mad.
Hug thy neighbors while you got your AR-15 strapped to your back.
Strap
Be ready. Stay ready.
All right, so before we get started, if you guys want to purchase some t-shirts, head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab you an official Media Hijack t-shirt. Also, if you guys want to join our Reddit community, you can head over to our Reddit page and be a member. Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, you can head over to our YouTube page. And also, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, Apple people, Spotify people.
Oh, yeah.
Give us some ratings. I know more than 16 people.
Get them numbers up.
I know at least 17 people in real life.
All right, guys. If you guys want to support the cult, get these numbers up.
Support the cult. Get the ratings up. We need to get at least 25 ratings by the end of next month. Or somebody's going to jail. And his name starts with Jesus.
Damn. Yeah, threw him under the bus. It's New Jersey. What do you say? Oh, Crocs or slides? Slides all day, baby.
I go barefoot.
Fuck shoes. This is a man-made concept.
I want to stay grounded, with nature. I want to
feel it.
Feel the ground.
The ants between your toes.
Making connections with my underfoot. However you say it.
My bottom feet. What do you call them?
The shoals.
The soles.
Yep.
The soles of your, like soul.
Feet palms.
There you go.
All right, let's get this episode started before we lose everybody. All right, so this church, I'll just give it like a little rundown. All right, so in February 2018, a small church in Pennsylvania gained international attention when they held a blessing ceremony with AR-15s just 2 weeks after the Parkland school shooting.
Yes.
So right after that shooting
in Florida, Parkland.
Yeah, this church is. I'm sure they didn't come out of nowhere, but this is when they actually made news that this church, like, they're all strapped up with AR-15s, and it was like open, like they were talking about it openly. They weren't shy about it.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, we got guns.
Yeah, but everybody like in the church stayed strapped up, and they have crowns that looks like bullets.
Yeah,
and
bullet
shit.
crowns. They got bullet crowns.
Bullets. Yeah, so it's like the military inside a church.
Yes. Vice did a video about this 2018. I saw this years ago on Vice, and it blew my mind because the main guy that runs it and some of the higher ups in it have like gold-plated AR-15s.
Yeah.
And you see everybody sitting in the church pews, AR-15s and like strapped up all over the place. Everybody got a gun. Some people got AR-15s. Some people got the little pew-pew, little tiny guns, but everybody in the church got a gun. Everybody. It's interesting. But they're mainly known for like holding like mass like wedding ceremonies, like they hold these mass wedding ceremonies, which a lot of people within the religious community find it like, hey man, that's kind of you look like you're trying to get greedy, making a bunch of money off of people by doing this, because wedding's supposed to be between a man and a woman, and that's supposed to be for them and their own service, not for an entire damn congregation of people, I guess. But
so like, what's the story like behind it, like from the beginning, how it all started? Because it's with Asian people, right? That's one thing that I found out about it.
Yes, more specifically Korean. The main guy, his name is I think it's like Moon Sun. What's some of the guy's name? I gotta pull it back up again. Sorry, Sun Moo Young Moon. Guy, he passed away back in, what year was it? 2012, right? But he's an old guy. Obviously, he's an old guy, but he was like this Korean religious leader who wanted to, like, he at the age of 15, right? He had this story of where he's at the age of 15, Jesus came down to him and appointed him as to be like, the all parent of Christ or the new God or whatever. It's like say he's like Jesus came down and talked to him. Like, hey man, you're gonna lead the way for the future, and I'm giving you my blessings, and I'm gonna give you my words. Like basically saying he was a prophet. Long story short, and he took it and he ran with it. He started doing like some movements throughout the day.
Was this like back in Korea when they first started doing that?
Yeah,
the whole movement with the guns and stuff.
Yeah. With the no. This is before that.
Before the guns.
Okay, so let me just explain it.
So wait, so was his dad? Was he a preacher before he got in touch with Jesus?
Yeah, so Moon Young son, he's the one who started this place called the Church of Unification, right? The Church of Unification. This is actually like a long name, like World Peace Unification, whatever the hell it is. But this is his father. Now the gun church stuff is his son.
Oh,
that's his son who started this. But
he modified it.
Yeah. But he modified it because what happened was, and you'll see why. Like eventually, because the guy who runs the gun church shit, he used to be a part of his father's thing until his father died, and then
they call him like king, right?
Yeah, it was like God King or whatever it was, and his mom was like the second in command, and then he had like...
Then he was like king number 2 or some shit?
He's like the youngest of 16 children. The one that has the gun church, it's 16 of them, right?
Damn, his sperm swims strong.
And so I think like their nicknames, they go by... Sun Moon, he goes by the name of True Father, and his wife, the second wife at the time, I think was, went by the name of Truth Mother. And all the kids, out of 16 of them... As much as I've looked up, only 5 of them were also a part of this the Unification Church. Out of 16 of them, and knowing how this family operates, they probably just kind of just pretend like the other kids don't exist. Only the ones that went along with this church, so they call like true children. That's their names, and then everybody else goes into them like the congregation and shit and staff or whatever. So it's kind of like a ranking system like that. But he started at the age of 15. Well, he claims that Jesus came down age 15, told him, hey, spread the word, and that's when he just got involved within the religious game, started going around. And one of the main things he was trying to do back then was that he was trying to unify North and South Korea, which North and South Korea are trying to do to this day. It's like even South Korea, even for their differences, South Korea says like today that by at least 2048 or 2050, they want to be unified. They don't want this North and South shit no more. They just want to be Korea and get rid of that line. There's a huge story behind it, because I went down a rabbit hole of it, of why North and South Korea became what it was. And it was mainly just because after Japan lost World War II, they had control over Korea on some level. And Russia was able to grab the top portion of it. Because after Japan lost, America and Russia just started grabbing territories all from Japan. Took all their shit. And Korea was one of them. And so they grabbed North Korea, Russia grabbed North Korea, America grabbed South Korea. And that's how that bond, that split formed. So that's why you have North Korea, which is more communist leaning or dictatorship leaning with Russia. And then you got South Korea. Is
it still like that?
To this day, yes. And North Korea wants to get rid of that demilitarized zone, or that line that they call like the 38th, I think it's called like the 38th or the 38 degrees, because the border that separates North Korea and South Korea goes at like a 38-degree angle or some shit like that. But 38th parallel, I think is maybe referred to. But they want to get rid of that and become one. But if North Korea does it, some people may fear that they may go into like a dictatorship again, all of Korea, and there'll be another issue, and it's a whole other thing. But anyway, so the Church of Unification, what they were trying to do was like, we want to bring this shit all together and get rid of this borderline and all that. And it seems admirable, but a lot of stuff they lean into is like anti-Semitic, so they criticize like the Jewish community a lot. They would refuse to hold marriage ceremonies for gays, and actually a lot of times too, a lot of this talking points come from when the world ends, we got to wipe out the gays type shit. They on that level of stuff of we really got to wipe these people out.
You heard that, right, Sable?
What's that?
I'm just playing.
And so back when
appreciate
it. Gray D12, appreciate it.
Stu says 38 parallel. I went there when I was in South Korea.
Yes, spooky spot. It's
spooky place.
If you guys have ever looked up, like,
is it because like a lot of people they get murdered there or something?
At least from I've never been there myself, but I've known a lot of people when I was in the military. So many people go to Korea, especially go to South Korea. And I watched a documentary years ago where it talked about the DMZ, where it's a very tense. It's basically like whoever crosses this spot in the line, war's gonna break out between the countries. So you have like a guard here and a guard there, and then it's like a South Korean guard, and on the other side is like a North Korean guard,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
watch each other to make sure nobody crosses the line. If it does, war is going to start. And I heard it's like very tension filled. 24-hour guards got to rotate out, got to watch the other side. Very, very tension there.
I say keep it separated for now, you know.
Yeah, and that's why at least South Korea is saying like 2048, this shit should be smoothed over by now. Where you have the church saying like, no, let's do this shit now, but South Korea may not be ready for that.
Wow. We're doing pretty good, Mr. Grady 12.
Yes, thank you.
Stu says you have to sign a waiver if you die before you go.
I believe that because that easily could like kick off into like some wild shit.
Yeah.
Easily.
Tech cults. I've never heard of tech cults. That's a wild ass. That sounds like interesting.
Ooh, I'm gonna write that down.
I think we're all part of a tech cult, though,
In
right?
some
Like right
way,
now,
yeah.
right?
If you got a phone,
Like, Team Android or Team
shit.
Apple. It's like like when you get a text and the text is green, and they're like,
they
this guy.
wanted these people.
You know why they did that shit, dude? They're trying to start beef.
the beef, yeah. It's like Xbox, PS4.
It's like
type,
tribalism.
shit,
yeah.
The Xbox and PlayStation shit, man. That's
Like,
all it is.
you blue bubble people.
Because that's how you make the money. That's why you got like Coke and Pepsi. It's like you make money off of beefs.
It's like Bud and Crips, man. You got to pick your side.
Gotta pick a side, man. Buy all them red rags. I'll buy all them red rags from
Blue
Walmart.
bubbles.
So anyway, so back to the story. So Old Man Moon that was born back in the 1920s. So when he was 15, so Jesus came up to him, touched him on the forehead, said he gave him like these theologies to follow or a specific format. And when it was like maybe 2 of them or 3 of them, right? It says God's purpose is creating human beings. 2, the fall of man. And 3, the restoration. So basically talking about, hey, we're all here. God created us. Eventually, we're all going to die. And then we need to come back together. Or some kind of rapture is going to happen or something. And that's why you see kind of this offbeat of this Church of Guns saying, like, we're going to be ready for when the end comes type shit. I think I don't know if they expecting it to be like the game Doom or something. You got to fight like space demons. I don't know what they're expecting. But so anyways, the Old Man Moon guy born in the 1920s, the OG guy, he was getting like a lot of criticism, and he started getting bans. The church itself was getting bans throughout Europe because Europe was like, man, you too radical, you saying some wild shit, you're banned from Europe. And just recently, I think within the past couple of days, Japan just banned them, the church unification from Japan. Like, nah, we don't want you here because you kind of problematic, and they're starting to get their hands into politics a lot now too. But actually, the old guy actually wound up getting locked up years ago too for
Talking about King Number 1.
King Number 1.
Yeah.
Because he was being accused of being a spy for South Korea, and I think he got locked up in North Korea for like some time. But yeah, so he got some prison tats probably on him. And so and I didn't know this about this church too. They're like the main import of like sushi in America. I don't know how true it is. I read
church?
They're worth $1 billion. This church altogether is worth $1 billion.
Step it up, Jehovah's Witness.
They up there. They got $1 billion, but they're saying like they're the huge import of sushi to America. I read it only one article, and I couldn't find nothing about it. But
What kind of
they're
slave cult is this, man?
yeah, I don't know what's going on. They pushing sushi out there.
They're
man.
running these slave boats out there, like in Thailand.
Just get them out there, man.
You heard about like the slave boats in Thailand? How they get people that they want to work, but then they keep them on a boat and they fucking trap them there, and they have to fucking catch all of this fish and shit.
Oh man,
They become slaves
on a boat.
on a boat. You're
bet you
trapped in the middle of nowhere, man.
Yeah, what are you gonna run? That's horrifying.
You got nowhere to go. You might as well keep fishing.
That's actually kind of ingenious. And it's sick.
Yeah,
But it's kind of like
that's how humans play, man.
Dude,
They
it's-
play crazy.
it's like if you want to escape, you would have to kill everybody. You would have to kill your captors if you really want to survive this shit.
Right. Or just die in salt water.
Fuck that. We fighting.
Get eat up by a Nemo fish. And
I would
shit.
just set the boat on fire. Just end all this shit. Like we ain't nobody making out of here.
I would just call Jesus.
Shell Shock says.
Start praying, you know?
Shell Shock says, the implication. Oh my man, the damn always sunny in Philadelphia. Damn Dennis. So with the OG Moon, born in 1920, for him always going around saying like, yeah, I've been the prophet and I'm the true father, I'm the new god of this era, whatever. He was supposedly claiming that he could like control spirits and move them around and all this other stuff. And you'll see as the story goes on too, where his son, who does the gun church stuff, he does this several times of moving souls around and marrying souls Divorcing souls, like souls getting divorced from loved.
Is he doing all this sober, or are they under some type of medication or under some type of
I think he's
trance or something?
I think he's completely sober.
Damn, that's high level
10,
shit. Like if you sober, right, and then you can start separating ghosts and shit and in the airwaves. Come on, that's some type of fucking sorcery, dude. That's some high level shit.
I'll give you the perfect example right here of souls that he could move around, right? So they had a son. He had a son, right? He Wang Jin Moon, right? And he actually died back in '84. He was like 17 years old. He died in this car accident, but his son, and he was actually I think he was like the second eldest son. Yeah, he was the second oldest son out of 16 kids. He died in a car crash in '84, and 17 years old after he died, right? This is when he was actually a part of the whole church system too, and whatnot. They actually wound up doing a service where OG God King church guy, Sun Moon, he did a service where he said he pulled his son's soul back here. Damn. And he married and he had a girlfriend at the time, but he married the soul was in church, and this chick named Julia Pack, who was the daughter of another church leader named Bo High Pack. He did an actual wedding service with his son dead now, but it's like, hey, you're being married to my son, who I brought his spirit here. And they put it down as like a legal marriage. And
damn, wait, so she can't even get married to nobody else?
They stuck. She stuck with some.
Oh, that's fucked up.
She stuck, stuck. And
where's your husband?
He's right there. You don't see him. He's in the.
It's right here.
He's in the lazy boy
quotations.
You don't see the Xbox one? He's chilling.
You can't sit there. My husband's there.
Whoa! Watch this. Sit there.
Damn, that's so wrong.
Yeah.
How you gonna, man? That's some. I think that's like. If it's real, that's illegal. That's illegal in all realms. You can't do stuff like that.
Yeah. And they have some wild.
You go to jail or like on the shadow realm.
Yes, you done. you playing with some serious shit.
You going to jail, man.
He's officially regarded by the Unification Church as the King of Spirits now. So
damn.
So his son. So that was a dope name too. I ain't gonna lie. So his son that he claimed that he brought his spirit back. Then he's like, my son is back. He's married to this chick. He's now the King of Spirits. And they're like, all right, well. And the churches went along with it, so they somebody else they got to worship. It says, no, so the King of Spirits in heaven, ranking higher than Jesus himself. That was his words. That's what he said.
I bet Jesus mad.
He's like, what?
He's like, I thought I got like all the XP from getting crucified. Like, come on, man. How much XP did you get with all this bullshit?
For real.
Jesus should have been like super high level, you know, like I don't know, level 499 or some shit.
But it seems like a lot of people that follow this church, even after when the OG Moon Sun guy, when he died, there were people that throughout the years after his death, because he doesn't die to like, actually this is back in the 80s. So some people start scamming the church themselves that was a part of the church and try to say, oh, like this guy from Zimbabwe. I guess he was a part of the church in Zimbabwe because they all over the place at this point. But it hasn't reached America yet, I don't think. Well, actually did, I think in 81. But in 1988, this guy from Zimbabwe was telling the church, like, I'm the reincarnated son that died in 84 and try to run a scam saying like, I'm reincarnated, and they ain't buy that shit. So it's like the church is almost trying to get scammed by its own people. Or at least one guy.
That's so crazy.
But I'm like, if y'all running a scam, this is how you create scammers.
Because they're talking about like it's real.
Yeah. Or it's like that guy was like, the dude from Zimbabwe straight was on it.
You think it might be real, guys?
I don't know. It says, Moon is now believed by church members to be leading workshops in spiritual worlds in which spirits or deceased persons are taught unification teachings. Jesus Christ.
This is crazy because it's like the most I ever hear like church people talk about like messing with spirits.
Yeah, this is
usually they don't even touch that shit.
Yeah, this is more like they spirit taming, I guess. I don't know if there's a word for it, but you don't really you see it when they be like some southern churches be like the Holy Spirit, I guess. This is kind of like their version of it. Yeah, but when you see it, it's like incredibly goofy because they're speaking in tongues and falling off place. They're doing some like mysticism type shit, I guess. I don't know.
Some Aleister Crowley shit, dude. Like,
and that crossed my mind when I was reading that a long time ago. Yeah, earlier.
Some type of magic sorcery that they're doing that they learn like from an ancient book that they passed down from generations.
Like from
like the golden
from moon to moon,
whatever Freemason book.
So that was pretty much it for well, not pretty much it. Let me continue. It says, okay, so in 2001, right, there's another situation. So Moon came into conflict, the OG Moon, Sun Moon, he came into conflict with the Roman Catholic Church when 71-year-old Catholic Archbishop married Marie Sung, who was actually an acupuncturist.
Acupuncturist.
Yeah, Emmanuel Melingo, I think. Yeah, that's how you pronounce his name. He was an archbishop at the Catholic Church at the time. Wanted to marry Marie Sung, which I'm assuming she may have been a part of this unification cult. And he got married at the Church of Unification, where Sun Moon presided over the wedding. And so when the Catholic Church got back to the Catholic Church, or more specifically Pope John Paul II, when he heard that one of his archbishops got married at the Church again, the Unification Church, he was like, "What?" And then so when the archbishop returned, he's like, "That marriage never happened," and they wiped it out the books. And he's like, "You will never see her again." And so the Catholic Church and the Church of Unification started bumping heads after that, all because it's like, "Man, what are you doing marrying my people and under your rules?" Like, because churches be beefing too, like gangs a lot of times. They all have their different ways of how they want to interpret the Bible and stuff like that, who's right or wrong. And so I guess it's like, Sun Moon marrying an archbishop, which is insane. I would get it if it was like a regular person, but an archbishop of the Catholic Church is kind of like taking a shot at them. That, man, we convinced one of your people to come to our side. So that's kind of a huge flex, because I doubt a lot of people from...
They're probably trying to get them all over
all
to convert.
Of them. Yeah, because like at the end of the day, the Church of Unification's main goal is that they want every single religion to be one thing, but only if they run the show. And churches ain't gonna... Catholic Church ain't gonna let nobody run the damn show other than them when it comes to on a mass religion. But the Church of Unification, they trying. So that wedding got thrown out the window. But the Maria Sung, the lady who married the Archbishop, she actually wound up going on a protest about it and all this other stuff, and started calling out more about. I actually started doing protesting, hey, archbishops and priests should be able to get married if they're in love. Don't matter under what church it is. So she's an advocate for that, fighting against the Catholic Church, because she sees that they was in the wrong for taking her husband away because she can't see him anymore. So.
All this church business, man.
It's like a soap opera.
That shit sounds messy, dude.
It is. I guarantee it is messy. I'll be stepping away.
Grace says, "You guys believe in paranormal?" Yes, sir, we do.
Yes, on and off.
He says, "This Church of Unification is basically the embodiment of keep your rifle by your side."
Yeah.
So get into that, because now we're back
here so now we're
in America, in the States.
Okay.
And now there's a church in Pennsylvania where they have the King number 2, which is the son of King number 1 that passed away.
Yeah, he passed away, and Sean Moon. That's I guess Sean is his American name. I guess he gave himself or whatever. And I think he's the youngest out of all 16 kids, or one of the youngest or some shit. And what happened was back in 2012, after Sun Moon died, there was a beef for power over.
So didn't they give the power all to his wife?
Yeah, his wife wanted to get all the power, but his son was saying well, when my father was alive, he said I was gonna take over, and and the wife's like, "Nah, I'm running shit." And so now they bumping heads, and to the point where now enter into the picture Sean Moon, who does the gun church shit. So when him and his mom started beefing, he actually went out and saying she's a whore of Babylon, and he's throwing her name under the bus.
Whore of Babylon?
Yes, that's that. That's that super religious insult.
That might be true.
Yeah, he should have called her the whore of Babylon, and he was saying she's not true mother anymore. She's not even part of his family. And so he took one of his tricks out of his dad's books. He was like, "I'm gonna take dad's spirit, and now you guys are divorced."
Damn, spirit bender.
So he divorced his parents and then had his dad's spirit marry someone else.
Holy shit!
So he remarried, but as a spirit. And the mom's like, "What?"
He's doing so much illegal crimes in the other world.
He's breaking the universe, I guess.
Breaking all these spirit laws and shit.
So his father's spirit has been remarried, and it's classified as divorce in their religion. And the mom's like,
"That is wild."
Yeah, and so that's what happened. And then so after that beef started, he went his own separate way and started this new church. which everybody it's called like the iron rod of ministry, which is basically the iron rod in the Bible is like this powerful weapon. But the rod in our world is a fucking burner, AR-15.
Golden AR-15.
Golden AR-15, that prestige. Like, you know, it just...
Wait, the donation button don't work? It's all good. I don't even know why it doesn't work. We haven't seen it in so long. This is probably the link. It might be broken. I know the bits work, though.
It's cool.
Stu says it's probably wild, freaky shit going on in this church. I may need to pray. I need to pay it a visit and
I feel the spirit.
I want to see him do these type of
I want to see him
ceremonies where he's able to marry spirits and shit.
I've never seen
super illegal.
I've never seen a video of them doing it at all, so I don't know. I never came across one.
You probably wouldn't see like nothing.
They probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't allow cameras to see. Like, you know, you can't watch the process.
It's a feeling process anyway.
It's like the family secret. It's like some people have like the family secret recipe to a meal. It's like it's only for family. I can't.
Yeah, they're doing like weird shit. They probably got a little colony like in the spirit realm.
Yeah, because they say like too already that even in the spirit world that they're still doing teachings in the spirit world to convert people over to the unification.
I kind of can see that.
And
with the stuff that I've been seeing.
And so to start off his new wave of the church movement. Sean Moon just started this new church. Like I said, Pennsylvania started. He built a compound out there. He started building complexes in other places. But they're still relatively new to the scene though. But people are noticing like, hey, are these guys getting kind of? Could this be an issue? Because in Pennsylvania, when they first started doing these church services, but everyone having AR-15s, nearby schools had to like cancel school for the day in case like an accidental discharge happened. And a bullet goes flying. It goes through a fucking window, hit a kid or a wall or something like that. And honestly, I could see why they would feel this way because at one point during a church service, somebody accidentally got shot in the back and was paralyzed for life. It was a lady, and her son actually wound up quitting the cult because of that. Like he's like, yeah, my mom got shot in the back in an accident during service because they have like these little tags they put into the ejection ports of the AR-15s and whatnot to make sure the gun won't fire at all. And but I guess it was somebody had a round in the chamber and shot some lady in the back on accident doing service. It's like, praise the Lord. It just like smoked her ass. But she lived, but she's paralyzed for the rest of her life. And he was like, yeah, this is dangerous. They're taking the shit too far. Not everybody needs to have a gun.
But why are they like...
And there's a bunch of old people with AR-15s too, so I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, like, I get like the whole gun thing, but why are they like playing with it like at church like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like it's a gun range.
I don't know if somebody didn't know they had a round in the chamber. Which happens a lot. That happens a lot when people mess with guns. That you always supposed to check to make sure there's not a round in it, so you don't plug somebody.
Right.
You know.
But the weird thing is, like, if you're looking at the videos of this church, right, with the guns and stuff, every time they show videos of it, it's like they're at a gun range and they're all just shooting their guns.
Yeah, they're just blowing off like fucking targets.
What are you guys doing? Like, don't you guys got a sermon at 12 or some shit? It's almost like the same, like, let's say your church got security, right? Yeah. And then your security's just out in the back, just shooting guns. Like, stop.
There's no service at all. Like, this is the service. Pop, pop, pop.
That's why the lady's paralyzed, because they play too much.
Yeah, so it's a messed up story. And I get why the school's like, yeah, we got closed down because apparently y'all can't handle this shit. But they be doing these services. He got his own Sean Moon got his own podcast going. They show that cool-ass British lady. She walks up in there and sees everybody and whole service. It's a very good documentary on the 30-minute documentary on Vice if you guys want to check it out. And then he just shows these services of what he does. And I remember for years I didn't hear about them after that, right? So I didn't hear about them for years until recently.
What happened? Is he alive?
Which is where he's still alive. Yeah, still alive. He's still running things with the church and all that. But their name is starting to go out there a little bit more because now they're starting to get tied into like QAnon shit. So Sean Moon, like I said, he's been building compounds around America and all this other stuff. And his compounds, they got like places where you can eat, sleep, church services, and gun ranges, and it's supposed to be a place of relaxation, meditation, walking trails, got all this stuff. And he got the money for this shit. And it wasn't until I think it was like last year. So last year, okay, so you got like the regular, I can't remember me saying regular with QAnon, but you have like the regular QAnon believers, and then you have like this branch off of like an even more extreme version of QAnon. So after Trump lost the election and all this other shit, right? Some QAnon people can handle that shit. And so they was like, you know what? Trump is going to announce that he's going to run for president again, but his running mate is going to be
Sean Mooney.
Nah, it's going to be what's it? JFK Jr., JFK's son.
What?
And they said they're going to announce it in Dallas at the same spot where JFK was assassinated at. Thing is, though, JFK Jr.'s been dead since '99. He's dead. He's deader than disco.
So what's going on?
But so that like last year, all these QAnon support, it got so crazy where
JFK Jr. is coming back.
Yeah, see, Shock knows. So like all these, because all these other the normal QAnon supporters were saying like, yeah, this is a little bit too far for us, and then the other crazy QAnon supporters were like, fuck this, we're going all in. And so a shit ton of them flew out to Dallas, Texas, and they were staying in a hotel for weeks, waiting for JFK Jr. to show up. They were standing outside on the street. What? The same street where JFK was like got his melon blown off at, outside the depository library and shit, that road and all that. They were standing on that same road holding signs and stuff, waiting for JFK Jr. to show up. And he never showed up. And they stayed out there for weeks and months. Like this, Vice actually did a story about one time where they interviewed a girl whose sister went out there one time. Her sister got caught up in this QAnon shit, and I guess she got upset when Trump lost the election. And her sister, who had a wife and her sister who had like a husband and kids and shit and a job, she just up and left that shit one day and went to Dallas, Texas. And she'd been trying to call her sister. Sister won't answer the phone. Sister husband tries to call, and she's like, I'm not coming back. Till JFK Jr. shows up, and she has not been back home since then. This is like last year, the year before. She's completely abandoned her family to wait for JFK Jr. to show up. Right? The shit's insane. It's fucking bonkers.
So she's gonna die.
And none of these people are leaving. So enter Sean Moon and the Gun Church now. They just built a compound last year out near Waco, Texas. If anybody knows anything about Waco, Texas with David Koresh, you kind of see where this is going to go in the future. And I think that's what FBI is kind of like taking notice, because they just built a compound like 40 miles from Waco, Texas, where David Koresh started his cult back in the early 90s, which got him like, the ATF fucking got him, like wiped him and everybody else out, killed all them kids and shit. It's horrible. But, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole there, because that incident sparked Timothy McVeigh to do the Oklahoma City bombing, not some years after that. But so Sean Moon is building a compound out there, right? And he's giving these QAnon supporters that was out there in Dallas, Texas, he's letting them stay there now. He's like, hey, join our congregation. We got the guns and stuff. We like JFK too. Come on, let's go. And then so they all going there now.
Is he coming back though?
Oh man, he ain't coming back.
That's what I would ask Mooney. I was like, "Hey, is he coming back? Like, I know you got the hookup in the spirit world. Like, you can like let me know.
Can you bring a spirit back?
Let me know on the down low.
Yeah,
I won't tell nobody.
Come on, man, it's between you and me. Just
and then you see their conversation on Reddit and shit. Like, what the fuck? Mooney's like, what the fuck, man?
Like, man, come on.
I gotta break character right now.
The fuck?
Your rent due.
And so
oh man.
Yeah, so that's the newest story right now of them. They're holding out there. I don't know what the fuck is going on. They
What's
are
up, 50?
Oh, 50 was good. So they've been holding down. Yeah, this is where it's at. This is only the beginning of his journey. This Church of Gun is still relatively new. Could
we join?
Man, they'll take anybody.
Damn.
You saw like in the video there. At first, when I first saw it, I was like, man, ain't nobody black gonna be in it. But in the documentary, they show like old black lady, and I'm like, what the hell? But
she crazy as fuck.
She must really love Jesus or something. She must Jesus and guns. The combination is wild.
Yeah.
So that's this the last I've heard of them. They're setting up shop in Waco, Texas. God help us all. Some people, I remember last year when that news came out, everybody was saying, a lot of people that was following Sean Moon for a minute, like myself, were saying the same thing. The FBI needs to get on this shit ASAP before there's like a mass suicide or worse. So help us God. This might get fucking crazy.
I'm pretty sure they're watching it very carefully. FBI, CIA, they're always watching how these cults move. Because if you look at any track record of any cult, it can go to like 1 through 100 like real quick.
Oh hell yeah!
And then,
it moves fast.
Yeah, it's any cult all around the world. Stuff like that happens. It can happen so quick. And then they'd be like, "Hey, weren't anybody like watching these guys?" FBI is like, "Yeah."
It just moved faster than we expected.
Yeah, it took one break, and I don't know what happens.
I blinked, and then they just went on a mass killing spree.
They move fast, you know.
And so with this, and also too with like a lot of these QAnon supporters that was waiting for the JFK Jr. motherfucker to show up. and then combine this with the Church of Gun. It's like they're gonna wind up getting some type of. I'm wondering when like they're gonna start getting their hands into politics in America. Maybe they already have because they already pro gun.
Yeah, I mean, church and politics go hand in hand.
Oh yeah, church and politics, gun and politics. Man,
gays and politics. Trans and politics. Oh, okay, I gotta take a leak.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, guys. So then, are you gonna finish up that story?
I'm about done.
Okay, so when we get back, we're gonna talk about NASA.
Let's get it.
Be right back, guys. And we're back. All right, let's get into some other news that we have. So there's one news about NASA that recently just came out. So NASA has just captured actual sounds in space, and they're saying the sound is actually terrifying.
I'm super excited and scared to hear this shit.
So the agency recently tweeted an eerie audio clip that represents actual sound waves rippling through the gas and plasma in this cluster, which is 250 million light years from Earth.
Good Lord.
Like this sound, like they picked up, like from what I read, like it's so low, like you can't even really hear it. So what, like the audio guys did, they amplified it like so much to where you can actually hear, like what, like the sounds of like a black hole or something. What sounds like,
Jesus
or whatever
Christ.
that they captured in space. And I got audio clip if you guys want to hear this.
I can't imagine this is gonna sound beautiful or anything.
All right, ready? Uno, dos, let's go.
Let's get it.
See if you have headphones, it goes left to right.
It does. I feel it. That's why I close my eyes. It sounds like,
Well, yeah, that's like the clip that they got.
what? What? Is that real?
Yeah, the clip is real minus the end part. But, you know, space be playing, dude.
Man, hell yeah. I was all into it, man. My eyes were closed and shit.
But the clip is actually real, guys. But yeah, don't that sound crazy?
It's horrifying, man. It sounds like, oh my God. It sounds like if you get sucked into a black hole and you're lost inside a black hole and that's all you hear. And it's probably deafening. You probably can't even hear yourself think. You're probably dead inside a black hole. Let's be real with it.
Your thoughts are
Right,
nothing,
gone.
dude. Like, you don't even exist. But you know how they're saying, like, you know, like space is a vacuum, like sound cannot exist and stuff. Well, like according to this article, I'm not gonna get into the scientific thing, but the way they're saying is like they can actually do get sound from it, but you're not actually hearing the sound. Is what they're doing, like to amplify it, to make it. It's almost like they're painting the sound.
Yeah.
Like whatever that they
beef
caught.
Gotta beef it up. That's all I did with what was it? They did that shit with I think they did with Mars or Jupiter. Like, what does Jupiter sound like, and Saturn sounds like, and Pluto, and they got all the sound recordings of it. Man, it makes you not even want to go to those planets. But it is amped up though. It's
amped up.
we not equipped to see or not to listen in space. So.
Let's see. Gray says, "Have you heard of that pirate drug dealer named the Redbeard?"
What?
Heard of Redbeard? Is that the pirate drug dealer? 50
Nah.
says, sounds like an eerie symphony. Dude,
does.
imagine like they take like the sound bite of that clip from what NASA released, and then they put it in they replay it in like a symphony like setup, you know, to set up for like an intro to like some weird ass galaxy movie or a documentary, but they use that same sound.
That'd be creepy as shit.
Super creepy, huh?
Sound with a sound of a black hole. That alone is just horrifying. Just the sound. This is the name of it. It's just
Stu says NASA gotta chill. Some deep space life force is gonna think we are on their level and show up.
You guys ready? Like, no.
Yeah, it was like you guys
can listen to space now. You guys made it. No.
Yeah, we heard the golden record. Pink Floyd, yeah, pretty good band. Now Justin Bieber, is he still alive?
Is he here?
We want to clone his ass.
Take us to your leader of Justin Bieber.
We want to clone him with his sweet ass vocal box.
What happened to him? He's still a thing or what?
He's living.
He's not dead. He ain't dead.
Yeah, I mean, he don't really need to do nothing else. But
he good, man.
He
He
still
made
got
his-
bangers though.
He made
A
his
lot of
money.
bangers, man.
He did.
I don't care what anybody say. Justin Bieber, he
I
got
don't
some
even-
bangers,
I
dude.
only know like one song, I think. That's some catchy shit though. At least from what I remember. The Beebs.
Damn, something went in my eye. 50 says, I love Bieber.
Yeah,
Bieber's cool.
He's
I
talented.
wouldn't go that far and say I love him, though.
No.
I don't even know him.
I don't know the guy.
I'll hang out with him for a minute and be like, dude, chill. I don't want to take pictures with you. I don't care.
All right, chill, man.
Like, chill off, celebrity man.
You're not that cool.
Give me my space. What else we got?
50 Char says he's from the same city as I am.
Oh, shit.
So 50, you in
Detroit. I'm
Canada?
just playing.
Canada? Is he from Canada?
Shell Shock says you should play the end of that sound clip again, saying that. Just the very end.
What did it say at the very end of the clip?
I don't know. I just heard an echo of a black guy's voice. I don't know.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
NASA, they're trolls, man.
It's a black man at the end of the fucking black hole. Once you go through it, black man at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be scary as shit.
You got some other news?
I do. I got something. We could kind of spread this shit out a little bit like butter, baby. Oh man, let me talk about this story because I hate talking about this stuff.
Ontario, Canada.
Ontario, man.
Stratford.
I do want to go to Canada one day. I've always wanted to go.
Cienata. Oh shit.
Where'd you get that from anyway?
I heard it on a video.
Cienata.
It's like the African kid trying to pronounce it. And the Filipino's like, Philippines. I was like, dude, it's so good.
Whoa. There's too much going on here.
Oh, shit.
Let's talk about this right quick. This is a story that kind of had me depressed earlier, but fuck it. I got to share it. It says Florida school districts rejects dictionary donations amid new book laws. So Florida is cracking the fuck down on it's like Florida is trying to be like, we're going to be that that state that's going to test out how extreme we can be.
They're like the guinea pig for new laws.
Yes, and we're gonna lead the way for this shit. And they're doing it with like, well, now it's book banners. At first it was like, don't say gay law. We don't want gay teachers. All this other shit. It's insane, man.
Wait, that's a real thing?
I swear to God. I just swear to God. Because they're saying like, we don't want gay teachers because they're gonna groom our kids, and our kids are gonna be gay. So we're trying to get a law together to get kids that stop teachers from being gay. Or
and then the guy who said that shit, his kid is born gay. And then he kills himself.
It'd be like that, man. And then he'd be like, I'm sorry, I should have learned before. But man,
I should have known they were just born like that. I should have just stopped eating that McDonald's, because it lowered the hormone levels and shit.
Yeah.
And then your sperm has a low,
super low hormone levels.
Yeah, it has like
they
female.
got you.
It has nothing but female hormones. That's another conspiracy.
The guy that's really leading the way for this is what's his name? Fucking Ron DeSantis. He's like, keep cracking down on these gay people, and he's not playing. And so now we're entering the world of where they're going in front of banning books. Des Moines, Iowa is also doing the same thing as well too.
Banning books.
This has been going on for since the first of the year, maybe last year.
Like what type of books?
Well, for one, I just heard they banned Anne Frank in one state. I just heard about this earlier. I forget the state. They banned Anne Frank. Jesus Christ, I don't know why the fuck they banned
Anne
that book.
Frank is the girl that wrote the diary when she was stuck in a concentration camp.
Yeah, or the attic.
Or was she? Yeah,
for like a long ass time until somebody fucked up and. Always been stories recently. Well, I think recently stories were coming out saying somebody snitched on them. It was like, hey man, they up in the base, they up in the attic, like, go get them.
Yeah, that's how society teaches you, like, to snitch on your neighbors.
I got you.
Love thy neighbors.
That's when you live in that police state. That's when you live in a police state when the people are policing themselves, but they snitching on you.
Yeah, even your own family member. It's like that in like North Korea. It's like you want to play around, even your own mom is gonna snitch on you.
Yeah. And then so that's going on. So they're doing the book banning in Florida right now. They're about to ban dictionaries, which is insane. So I'm like, it's almost like they're really trying to control what the kids are learning, but in their way, like on a religious level. Because in my honest opinion, after Roe v. Wade was overturned, I truly do feel like the evangelicals won the war in America. Like they got it. That's what they've been trying to do since the 80s. Ever since Reagan brought their ass into politics. This nutty ass religious folks kind of just came in and imposed themselves on everybody's life, and now so you got laws that are starting to come up now where Florida's even trying to push a law for an anti sodomy law. So in Florida they're trying to push for you can't have anal sex in your bedroom, but it's like what you do in your bedroom is your fucking business. But you see they're trying to push the limit of crossing the line of how far they could take this shit before America snaps.
So who's gonna actually catch you do anal sex?
your neighbor. They say like, because remember we used to talk about police state, and I say like, if you're a female, like, girl, my man did me in the butt. Oh God, no, that was nice. Hello, Florida police.
Oh, 911.
She got done in the butt, and then probably gonna be some kind of thing where they take the woman in, check her anal cavity, make sure she got done in the butt. Oh, it's shown that she had sex.
What if he just ate her ass?
As long as the tongue doesn't breach it, that would be sodomy. If it sticks it outside, I guess.
So
I'm assuming
that's the loophole.
That's the loophole. You gotta stay to the outside. Don't go in the balloon knot. Stay on the outside of it.
Just lick the box.
Just
don't go inside the box.
Don't go inside, man. Because once you do, clank clank,
you see blue lights.
Burp, burp. Burp, burp. Imagine going to jail because you got done in the butt on the outside. Now you gonna get done in the butt on the inside. What is going on in this world?
Imagine being in jail and having to tell people why you're in jail. What you in for? Anal. What?
Damn, I just killed a family of 12.
What are you in for? Yeah, I just murdered like a whole street block.
And guess what? The guy that murdered this whole street block
with the butter knife.
And the person that did the murder the whole street block with the butter knife, they're doing less time than the person that did anal.
Yeah,
that'd be even crazier.
Because anal sex is more.
It's horrible.
Evil.
Up the butt. Up the poop chute.
They're like, you're lucky we didn't, put you in an electric chair.
Nasty motherfucker.
The girl's like, man, just hang me right now. I'm done with this fucking world.
Yeah, so now we living in so now we are living in the post Roe v. Wade world where now they're gonna push everything that they've been wanting to do for a long time. They're gonna try to flip a lot of shit around where I accepted the reality the other day that we are living in the dystopian future. I know a lot of us expect to be like the dystopian future be in the future, but I think we are living through this shit now. The early stages of it now. We have entered this.
Living through some wild ass reality right now.
We have entered the octagon of this shit. So that story bothered me earlier. That's why I had to share it for my own mental health. Like, I gotta get this shit out of there. They banning books. These church people are fucking nuts.
Yeah, but look up that anal sex, like illegal anal sex in America.
Look it up right now.
No, I'm just playing.
Oh, I can get it. I can get it.
Get flagged like right away. Anal sex, red flag.
We got them. Like, you can't even look up anal sex. Oh my god, man! You know what's gonna be the next thing? They're gonna go for porn if they keep. We got to really think about what it's gonna be. They're gonna keep pushing for.
Here's my thing. Like, Florida, they're trying to do all this cool new shit.
Yeah.
Florida is gonna be underwater soon, so we just gotta chill.
Just wait it out.
Let them do their thing.
Just wait it out.
But that shit's going underwater.
Oh yeah, this shit's getting sunk.
It's happening.
Yeah, Georgia will still be here too. I've looked it up on the maps.
Yeah, we're above water.
We're above it.
We're above water level.
Except for Savannah. You're fucked if you're in Savannah. So get out of there, Lisa, my sister. Get up out of there when the first chance you get. My sister lives in Savannah, but please
get out of that haunted ass place.
For real, the #1 ghost spot in America. Get up out of there.
Leave those ghosts alone.
All right. Got another story if you got anything? Or?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
All right. So a man, he dreamt that he was cutting meat in his dream. But then later, he realized he was actually castrating himself.
I knew the story was going to swing in this direction. I knew it. Oh, my God.
So a very strange incident happened to a man named Coffee, who dozed off in a chair, had a dream about he was cutting a piece of meat, and then waking up and he saw that he was trying to cut off his own testicles. Reports by the BBC. I cannot make that up. This is from the BBC.com.
That is perfect.
Yeah, this is so wild. So the man, he's now in the hospital with severe damage to his scrotum. Damn. And now he's trying to raise money, for his medical records. I mean, for his medical bills and stuff. And then
so he was dreaming, like...
He was dreaming that he was just cutting meat. But then he was like, how did I get the knife in my hand?
And why do I feel this burning sensation of...
So this dude was about to, straight up take his whole balls off and shit till he woke up with blood all over his hands. He was screaming like, what the fuck am I doing?
This is like like when you're a kid and you're sleeping, or sometimes maybe it happens to adults, you're sleeping in bed and you're dreaming that you're peeing and then you pee the bed. This is like the most extreme version of this.
Mine is like a little different though. Like, I would pee in my dream, right?
To let you know to get up.
It's a little personal. But I would pee in my dream, but then I wake up and it's a bunch of sperm cells swimming. Damn. I was like, damn, like I came from taking a leak.
Does this turn me on?
Did anybody else went through that?
Like a wet dream? Like this like a wet dream?
Yeah, like a wet dream, but I was peeing in the dream.
No.
But then I was just jizzing. I was jizzing all over the place. I was like, what the fuck? Not again.
I don't know.
I was like, not again.
I'm probably sure I have. I'm pretty sure I have at some point. I mean, when you're growing up, the body gets weird if you're a boy and you just splurge.
Yeah, because I never heard anybody talk about that, so I was wondering, like,
man.
I don't know if that's like some shit that people, like aliens, experience from other planets, or if it's like a normal earthly human thing.
This is one of them things that people don't like to talk about. Like men don't like to talk about.
Yeah, there might be a form
because
about
it's
it.
embarrassing. But we need to push this out into the conversation more. We need to push it out there. Like, look,
Yeah,
it happens, guys. You know.
Yeah, see, Stu says it happened to him too.
Yes, and I'm wondering because I'm thinking like, because now, because now as an adult, when I dream about peeing, it makes me want to wake up. Like, okay, I gotta go. Like, I'm catching it now. Or sometimes I'll wake up like sweating. Like, why am I sweating? And I realize I gotta pee. That's how my body lets me know. Like, hey, drain the main vein, my man.
But yeah, it's like a 47-year-old guy from West Africa.
Oh my God, you'd have been crazy. Even I'm gonna take it to the next level. You'd have been crazy if he made a sandwich with his dick meat and he ate it.
That would have been.
And he woke up like.
Nobody would have believed the news after that.
I was like, yo, stop this planet. I'm getting off.
Yeah, like,
this shit, something's off.
Like, BBC, stop making up articles.
You bullshitting.
But
BBC.
Like, here's the crazy thing about that, which I can relate to a little bit, like how you can actually harm yourself while you're sleeping.
Yeah, let's just have this common.
Because I had this one incident that happened to me, like when I was maybe like, I don't know, in 7th grade or something. I was dreaming about something weird where, you know, I took my index finger, right? And then I dug into like my thumb, like so hard, because I was doing something in my dream. I forgot what it was, but I was trying to, it's like maybe like cut something similar to this guy, but I didn't realize I was digging my nails into my thumb. So when I woke up, blood all over my hand, because I dug in like all the way to like, it looked like almost a bone and shit. And I was like, what the fuck was I doing the whole time?
Man.
So my index finger was digging into like my thumb.
I see. I have issues where if I have like extremely bad nightmares, and I'm like, because for me, like I'm kind of like a lucid dreamer. If anybody who does not know that yet, I pretty much know when I'm gonna dream a lot, and I maybe like kneel that shit like the Matrix. But there's times where I get caught up in a nightmare and I don't realize I'm in a nightmare, and I'm thinking all this shit's real. I'll start biting down on my tongue really hard, and I still have bruises on my tongue because sometimes I have these moments where I'm having a nightmare and I wake up, I'm like, oh, my mouth is so sore, and I've been like clenching my teeth down on my tongue because it may be like scared the shit out of me or whatever. But because I went to the dentist one time and I kept seeing these 2 dark marks on my tongue, and it was like, man, my tongue about to fall off. And the dentist was like, no, you probably need to start wearing a mouth guard or start being more aware of where your tongue is positioned at because
you're biting
on that shit, and it's like you're not doing it to a point where it's a severe level where you're biting it and you're turning your tongue off, which I can get to that point, but I'm biting it and bruising it sometimes during nightmares. So
yeah, I see like people's tongue like on the side or where it's like black and stuff, and
yeah, it's like God damn.
That's what I was like. Damn, you guys all biting your tongues.
Like I was all around the ridges too.
Like get that mouth guard in there, man.
get them shits in.
Cut your nails, you know. Get that mouth guard in.
Yeah,
that's it with that story.
I have something else to say about that story.
He didn't cut his whole balls off.
They saved it.
He's still
okay.
good. Yeah.
Okay, you can just reattach that, man. You good, homie? Okay, I got another story. Says New Zealand family. Oh man, this is crazy. New Zealand family discovers remains of 2 children in abandoned suitcases. So this family in New Zealand was on one of them. They was doing them things like an auction at like a storage unit. It was bid in for the damn briefcase, and when they bid for the briefcases and they took them home, they opened up 2 dead kids are in it.
Damn.
What?
How big is the briefcase?
Enough to squeeze kids in, but and then they haven't disclosed the age or the identity of the kids, and not even the people who ordered it, because they sound like, we don't know what the hell is going on here. We don't want no part of it. And they was like, actually, the family that found the briefcase, they got the briefcase from the auction. They moved from the house.
Damn.
It was like, yo, we want no part of it. It scared the shit out of them, which I can imagine.
It reminds me about, like, you know how there's like a lot of YouTube videos where people, they order stuff from the dark web,
yeah,
and then they order like mystery boxes and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Or then they'll send them like stuff that looks all deranged and like hair that's on like a kid's backpack. And like, what the fuck is this?
Why would
they'll send like a USB drive, and then it has all these weird ass photos in there.
This is worse. This is the actual.
You're seeing like
insane body
pedophile shit happening and shit. And the YouTuber's like, oh, I can't show this stuff. Like, I was like, dude, you're illegal shit going on right now.
You're recording.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it is like that, but this is fuck, man. That would horrify me. I can't remember how long they said the kids were in there. I said the children were like around like 5 to 10 years old when they died and had likely been deceased for several years.
Damn.
They're saying the cops right now are actually out there trying to find who the hell even owned the storage before that. And they haven't released a lot of information about it. They're kind of keeping this hush hush. I don't know why, but at the same time, so some of these people, like I get the family don't want to be revealed because some people probably gonna think like, well, the family was actually behind it because some people will jump out the window with that too. So,
the family that bought it.
Yeah,
they're not behind it.
Yeah, it don't make no sense why they would order it and then
snitch on themselves.
Oh no, we found a bit. Like we killed these kids and we discovered them. Oh no, insane story though. That
happened recently or something.
Yeah, this was I think it was like August 11th.
Last week.
August 11th. Yeah.
That's crazy how stuff like that is happening in modern days, where you can actually get away with stuffing kids in a suitcase and then selling it in an auction.
And they said like several years. Good luck finding who the hell these people are, if they're even still alive, who did this to these kids. Honestly, when they put them kids in there, they probably had a fake name, probably wore a mustache and a fucking wig. Like, these people long gone. I will be shocked if they find out who did these to these kids. I would be super shocked if they find it.
Like, where was it at though?
In New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah, I don't know how competent their police are out there.
That place sounds like anything goes with Play-Doh out there. Like they play different.
Yeah.
50 says, well, I just bought this 6 storage room. I found a briefcase. Ka-ching, dead bodies.
Oh!
Get off me, Roger.
I can't wait to open this briefcase. Probably have that new smell. Oh shit, it's a kid. What? There's another one. Like, man, that's crazy, man. I would need a therapist after opening
and
that.
then like by like the style of their clothes, you can tell which era they died in.
You'd be like 1972. Wearing fucking.
What's the the era where they wear all the fluffy looking clothes?
What?
Yeah, it's like a era. I forgot what it's called.
Like Victorian era?
Yeah, Victorian era.
Oh my god.
Like how they built the houses and shit looks like fucking every house they built looks like a haunted house. Because all the shapes all like damn, all whimsical looking.
Yeah, it's like, why does everything look all fucking haunted?
Yeah, like damn, you guys just you designed haunted houses.
What type of what are these architects into, man?
So you guys got too much time on your hands, like these fucking wild, curvy designs and shit.
But yeah, hopefully they find these motherfuckers, because hey, they count.
If they don't, they're already they get punished for shit that they do. Even like you collect your debt in any life. Well, that's like word on the street.
Yeah. You collect that karma debt.
Yeah, you collect that karma debt, and
this
life we're trying to pay off some shit, and then you collect more by doing weird shit. So you got to come back, you got to do it again. But then let's say you get reborn, right? You're like a blind kid, no legs when you're born, one arm, and you're in North Korea at the same time.
Boom. And you can't escape. You really can't escape. You will never escape.
Like, pay off your debt. You only pay off like 0.5% before you get struck by a missile.
Because you can't do nothing.
Yeah,
you're not in a position to pay off your debt if you come back like that. You really can't. What are you gonna do? You can't do anything.
That's like I told you so. You shouldn't play around like that.
You just gotta sit there and reflect.
You did it to yourself
and wait for the end.
What else we got? Okay, I got one.
Okay.
All right. So a man, he claims that after being struck by lightning, he gained unique powers.
What? That's my dream, but not the. I don't want to get struck though.
The Australian is incredibly lucky that he survived by being struck by lightning. They said that after he survived this shit, like it was back like in 2015, it's a 31-year-old dude. He said that after he got struck by lightning, after he healed up and everything, he got like a sixth sense now where he can feel thunderstorms coming. Like it's like tingling like in his bones. Like
I've heard of the people having that before now.
Yeah, because it's more like in tune now.
And shit.
Yeah, because it's more like his rod is more energized because he already got struck by lightning.
Yeah, now you know what it feels like. Now you like, I can sense it because we're linked.
Yeah,
we're linked together.
Because they're saying like people who got struck by lightning the first time, they're more prone to get struck again.
Yeah,
in the same lifetime.
Yeah, you ever seen this video years ago? There was this guy running through like this rainy ass thunderstorm or whatever, right? He's running to the parking lot and it's like from like a CCTV camera. Dude went to the parking lot and you see him get struck by lightning. Boom!
Damn.
And he falls. And he gets up and he's like, oh, starts walking.
God's like, stay down.
And he gets hit again.
Damn.
He gets hit like 3 times. And he gets up and he starts walking, gets hit a 3rd time. And then that's when his ass is just laid out for a little bit. And then he gets up and he starts running again. I'm like, how the fuck?
That's when the ref come in and start counting.
Hey. Throwing a damn towel.
2 lightning. God, like, one more time. One more time. Jesus, like, one more time.
Go get him. Jesus, like, oh, that's enough.
Stop it, his heart. We need his heart. Stay beating. We're just trying to teach a lesson. But speaking of lightning, right? Like, I know somebody in real life that's close to me that got struck by lightning twice.
Damn.
Real life. So the first time, like, he got struck by lightning, he was holding like a fence in his backyard, and then struck by lightning. And then he didn't know like what really happened until like he looked down like at his boots. His boots were smoking, dude.
Yeah, because they travel through your body. Yeah, goes out your feet.
His hair's like,
yep.
And then he goes in the house. They're like, what the fuck happened? It's like a TV show. I was like, damn, like. But then the crazy thing is, like, he got struck again, like, by lightning. But, like, with this dude, right, he has, like, a whole bunch of weird stories that happen to him, like, real stories, where I'm like, how is all this wild shit happening to you? Because he would have stories. I wish he was here, but he had, like, a story where he would sleepwalk, right? This is the reason why he locked, like, his bedroom from the inside, because he sleepwalked. But he had this one episode where he was dreaming, like, he was running through the woods, the forest, like barefoot, right? And then next thing you know, he wakes up in bed, and in his bed is like a bunch of leaves and dirt all over his bed. But the door is locked inside. What the hell just happened? So like that's
like some Moon Knight shit.
Yeah, that's like one story. This is a real person I know. This is not a made up story.
Yeah,
this is his story that he told me, and I never said his name, so
yeah. But I remember you told me the story before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, the story is still consistent because it's the same story.
Right.
Like this is, I believe this shit.
So he has like another story where you're actually seeing like evidence of this shit happening. So he has another story where he had a dream where he was like in like a Chinese like club, right? And there's all these like mafia type people, and then they were doing stuff to show off to look like the cool guy. He was like. But everybody was looking at him weird, like almost like he didn't belong there. So then he was trying to make his presence, and he was like, all right, I want to show off too, or whatever. So he's trying to get attention. So he grabbed like the dude's cigar, right? And then he lit the cigar on his chest. And the crazy thing about this, when he woke up that day, he has a circle scar burn in the middle of his chest. I saw it too. And then the way it looked like, it's like the scar looked like it's been there for a while. Yeah. So it's weird. Like if he did that shit recently, you could still
the scar tissue.
Yeah, the scar tissue, and then you could still see like, like it would probably calluses and shit. But this shit looked like it's like a round circle, but it looked healed already. And he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I saw that on his chest. I was like, "What the fuck is that? That's fucking crazy as fuck."
Previous life. What could have been from his?
Yeah, I think he's like really in tune, like with the other side. It's
could be, man.
Freaking crazy how
man.
His stories are so crazy, but there's like evidence that I can see too. It's not just stuff that he's just talking out his head. He's showing me stuff.
Could be he could be a medium. Like what's that movie I just saw recently? Have you seen Black Phone? I'm sorry, I'm trying not to swing this way too off topic. Have you seen Black Phone? I just watched it like 2 nights ago. Hell of a movie. It's about this brother and sister. Now, without going too much into spoilers, but it's got something to do communicating with the dead and shit. And
is that like the same, like almost like similar to like the story with the kids that we talked about? How, they were abducted by like the kids were being abducted by like CIA type people.
In the movie, they are being abducted. There are kids being abducted and they're getting murdered.
Damn.
And,
yeah.
And then it's like this.
They get put into like a pedophile ring and shit, like in real life, the one that we talked about.
They get thrown into a basement, and then and the guy that throws them in the basement plays like this sick game of if they try to escape, he's gonna be waiting upstairs to beat them. He'll leave the door unlocked and be giving them the bait and shit like that. Like, hey, like come upstairs. Like I'm gonna murder when you come up the steps.
Damn,
some weird shit. It says fucks these kids up, but good movie, man. Good movie. But that's what it reminded me of just now. Just like people with medium abilities and able to communicate with the dead and all this other stuff. That's what it reminded me of. And I won't be surprised if people probably do exist out there of having some type of medium skill of able to talk to the other side or maybe see the other side, like watching a ghost walk past, but man, we can't see that shit.
Yeah, I mean, because I read in a book, they're saying like a lot of people that do that stuff where they try to predict stuff or they try to do like in the fortune telling, saying like a lot of it is like it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But there is like a small amount of
Tiny
people
percentage, yeah.
that can actually really do it. It's not like it's not impossible. They can actually really do tap into the other side, and then.
But there's so many of them damn scammers out there that kind of.
It's hard to tell until like you actually go through one to where you're seeing the results like happen like right away to where you're like, dude, science can't even explain this. It's just too. It's too weird. It's too like you just can't explain it.
Yeah.
And then that's when you know like you're fucking with the real one.
We can't even.
The one that you can't find on Craigslist.
When science can't explain it, that's when it's Yeah.
If there's a shaman that has a Craigslist phone number, that's not a shaman.
No, man, no.
Ain't no shaman
I
out
don't know.
there trying to fucking.
The real shaman, I would assume you would hear about word of mouth, and
Yeah, he don't say nothing. You come to him from whatever.
the people that went spread the news.
Yeah.
Okay.
50 says deja vu is a bitch for me.
Yeah, deja vu. I get that a lot. I get deja vu all the time.
He must die a lot.
Probably.
Yeah, that's like the theory, right? Like deja vu is just like a checkpoint.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, this.
Oh, it's like, I've done this before.
I got to this point. I think I died on this last level right here.
And I can tell you everything that happened in that movie. It's like it's not even out yet. I can tell you what happened in the movie.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. And I told like the whole ending for a movie that hasn't even. It just barely came out on Netflix, but I told the whole movie already because I saw it already. And then the person I watched was like, "What the fuck?" And that shit freaked me the fuck out, dude. Because you can even look on the date of Netflix. I was like, dude, I already saw this shit already. I could tell you the whole story. And that shit's so fucking freaky, dude.
You've been on this level, man.
Like one time like that, to where I was like, man, something's not right no more.
Man, once is enough, man. That's scary.
Yeah, it's weird. It's because it's so weird to where you don't want anything to happen like that again because you question too much of your reality. It's almost like you're not even living no more because you're starting to believe that this reality might not be like what it looks like in real life.
Nah, man, no.
It's scary.
This is just one layer. We see things in one layer right now. There's some other shit behind it. I learned that from Doctor Strange comic books. This is what we see, and there's a whole other fucking layer of shit that we don't see.
Yeah.
Because we ain't built for it. We ain't built to see that shit.
I gotta take a leak real quick, but we'll be right back, guys. And we're back.
All right.
All right.
Oh, this is a Florida story, I think. Yeah, it's a Florida story. It says female teacher arrested for hiding 15-year-old student in her Florida home after she lied to police about where the boy was at. All right, I'm gonna break this down for you guys. So, so this lady named Kelly Simpson, she's 31-year-old. She works at Charlotte High School as an English teacher. Basically, she lied to the cops about the whereabouts about a missing kid, right? But the kid was in her house. Story goes is that this 15-year-old boy got into it with his parents. Got into an argument. He was like, fuck you guys. You're not my real parents, or whatever, like kids say nowadays. And his name was DJ. He's a 15-year-old boy, and he ran away from home. And he went missing, and the parents couldn't find him. And when they started asking around town, like, hey, have you seen, fucking DJ or whatever? Where's he at? And all the eyewitnesses was like, yeah, we saw him walking down the street, but like some lady picked him up, and then he rode out with her. And we haven't seen him since. And then I guess it was asking people, what does the lady look like? What direction to travel? And then eventually they found out like, oh, this is where his teacher stays at. They went to the house. And they wound up asking her, like, hey, have you seen DJ? She's like, no, I haven't seen him. I just saw him on the news this morning saying that he was missing, but I don't know. And the cops are like, okay, well, cool. Well, we have eyewitnesses say that you have the kid. And she was like, no, I don't. And he was like, well, can we come in and just check right quick? No, you need a warrant. And the cops are like, okay, look, ma'am, if you got the kid.
Like, wink, got you.
Gotcha. Wink.
Thank you.
So the cops are like kind of like.
We'll be back.
The cops were kind of like push you after that, saying, hey, man, okay, you really need to tell us because we was all over social media and we tried to trace electronic records, but the boy left his cell phone at home, and so we just had to go off eyewitness accounts, and it's probably just a easy mistake. Just let us check out the house. And she still would let him. So the cops like, move, bitch, and then he went up in the house, and then They found a kid up in there. He was fine. He wasn't dead. But
what?
surprisingly, I was expecting the story to end horribly because this is the world we live in.
Was he in handcuffs and shit, like strapped up to a bed?
I don't know. They just found him
with a heart-shaped underwear?
Well, they did like a brief state. They did like a standoff with her, like let him out the house, ma'am, or we're coming in. Like, but they could have just.
Wow.
I've seen police.
We got SWAT team gonna be going in from the top roof of your chimney. Like
I've seen police. I've seen police kick down doors for less, but they did stand off with her.
Wait, was the kid white?
Yeah, more than likely.
Oh, that's why they wasted SWAT money.
It was like, oh, let's bring him out. So they called her out, and then
if he was Asian, like,
oh, we'll give you 1 week.
Tell Fox to go back home.
And if he's black, they'd be like, why are you even telling us? Like,
no,
why are you?
Black will be like the new hot one too.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
white lady has a black kid in the house.
Yeah, dude, that shit hot.
Actually, that'd be a good movie.
That shit 3 helicopters.
Yeah, so I'm getting ass. She locked her ass up.
Shit.
She's like an average looking lady. She ain't nothing special. But he used to bring her coffee every day. And it's funny. The funny part about the story, I think she's on fucking bond too. Now I think about it. I think she on bond now, which is fucking insane to me.
What was the reason why she kidnapped him or whatever she was doing?
I don't know. I think she's ready. I think she's trying to fuck him or something like that because after this happened, a lot of the kids in school saying like, yeah, man, she was always kind of like flirting with me and stuff like that too. So I think she wanted me too. But I shit you not. The kids were coming out saying this, and then you have other kids saying like, look, a lot of these other kids are lying. I didn't notice anything. I think she was just trying to help him out and something. And maybe she was just trying to just. But the kid could have been like my parents beat me. I'm like, well, I'll protect you, DJ.
Okay, so what's the story? Like, is he being held against his will or what? Like,
the phone. Like, when I read about the story, it was just that he was there. It wasn't against his will.
So
because he was just chilling there.
He could have just left the house and be like, "Hey guys, yeah, I'm here sleeping with the teacher."
But I think they're getting her
Show's
for.
Over.
They're getting her for when the cops asked her where the kid was at. She lied about it. So you're
yeah, because it might be embarrassing. You're sleeping with your student. Right?
Yeah. Said he was bringing them coffee. She like this is they was saying that the kid was bringing her coffee. I guess that's enough to get laid for a 15-year-old. I guess I don't know what the standard is to get laid as a 15-year-old.
For the story, I think he did more than got her coffee.
I don't know.
He probably ate her ass out.
DJ, eat it while I drink my coffee.
Detention.
my black McDonald's coffee. Let's just go.
What a lovely tea party.
Go DJ.
Is that it with that?
Yeah, that was it. That was a short story. They don't really have nothing else.
You and all your pedophile news.
I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what it is. It's just been popping this week.
You gotta click filter like
just
kids. No.
Did Google shoving this shit in my face now? Okay.
Well, it gives you like stories on like what they think you like, so they might think you like that stuff.
Yeah.
But we have to whisper so I don't get none of that stuff here.
Please don't.
But I have one real quick.
Okay.
All right, so I get all the weird news. So like, I don't get no weird kid stuff. I get like a mysterious spears falling from the sky around the world.
What?
All right.
Spear? Like a
spear is like a circle.
Oh, sphere.
Spear.
There we go.
I don't know how you say it.
Let's run with it.
Spear.
Let's go.
Well, I don't know. How do you say it?
Just put your foot in the gas. Let's go.
So the round circle ball.
Sphere.
Yeah.
Like with an F. Sphere.
Yeah. Okay.
Sphere.
Round circle balls. All right. So this phenomenon has been observed for hundreds of years, but what kind of metal balls are they, and where do they come from? You know, all of this is still a mystery. We talked about it before a long time ago. I even talked about it like with Brandon, how I was saying like all these round circle spear balls was showing up all around the world. Nobody knows like what the hell it is because it's like perfect spears and shit. Spears. Mm-hmm. Fuck my English, man. My bad.
I got you.
But they started showing up all around the world, and then recently they have like as recent as July 31st, another mysterious sphere fell in Mexico, and then the people like in Mexico, like they actually, the eyewitness there, like they said they saw a whole bunch of balls like falling from the sky, and I have a picture of this shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the one that's in like July 31st, which was last month. Where was it? Okay, hold on. All right, so this is the picture right here.
Damn!
In Mexico, like look how big these things are.
Is it light?
It looks light. It's like I
Like
don't know,
styrofoam?
like, I'm thinking it's like some type of like, you know, like how you go fishing, right? You have those little bobs that bob on the water.
Oh, like
Let's say these are like little bobs, like, but they float in the sky or
Mm.
some type of shit, and they just fell from the sky.
So they're fishing for humans now. Clever.
Yeah, or it could be like little satellite, little GPSs that's all around the
Like
Earth.
little beacons or whatever they
Yeah,
call them.
little beacons, and then they're just used as a navigational type of device, but they start falling from the sky because the weird thing about this, it's been happening like over hundreds of years, and then people like they did like took the idea like it could be like little like satellites and stuff, but then how they're saying how like these balls were showing up hundreds of years ago. Like how would you explain like back then like where they didn't even have the technology with quotations, they didn't have the technology to put like satellites like that like in the sky yet, but they're still back then they would see like these balls falling from the sky.
And back then they probably like cannonball, because I mean I would assume back then they would be like the only thing they could relate to is like what they see, and like, oh, just a giant cannonball. It was like, no, it's a alien beacon,
right? Because there's like another one that fell like from the sky in 1966 in Arkansas, USA, and then it was about like 30 centimeters like in diameter, and there was a bunch of like eyewitnesses that day, clear sky, and then they saw this ball fell down. This was 1966. And then in 1963 they had a similar ball that fell. This is all on record. This was in Australian deserts, and all the people there, they saw like a ball falling from the sky in Australia back in like 1963.
What?
And then in 1969 Argentina,
So this should be happening all the time. So I'm like,
all around the world, like Argentina, they had the same thing, the same ball and shit, same perfect spear in Argentina. And then there's another one, 1974 in Florida. I think that was like the most mysterious ball that they found out there because like there was like a forest fire after that.
oh, after like it impacted, it started a fire. God damn.
So like the one like they found like in the 60s, I have a picture of it. Balls like this.
That shit clean as hell too, though.
Yeah, and look at them, like, you know, they look like
Ooh, look at that mustache.
Yeah.
Look at that.
that pedo mustache.
Damn. Look at
It's
that
like,
hair.
look what I found. And you know, back then it's hard to Photoshop shit, or
Man.
it's hard to make up shit like that. Like they did found a ball just like that. And then here's like another one.
Oh, the plastic.
In the woods somewhere. Yeah, that's a bad picture.
It's like the plastic version.
Yeah, I don't know where that at though. But yeah,
Damn, I'm surprised this shit like I mean, pretty sure the odds of it landing on somebody killing somebody is probably rare as fuck, but
and if it did happen, it just haven't hit the web yet.
watch, man, once humanity like figures out a way to get to like to the true bottom of the ocean floor, that shit's gonna be covered in all that shit.
Yeah.
I bet you a shit ton of them is just floating in the ocean.
Look at all those balls.
Oh my god. These damn alien beacon balls, man.
Yeah, and then there's like stories even all the way back to like 1802 in the Netherlands, where they have stories of these balls flying out the sky. So if you think like they have stories like that in the 1800s,
Man. And it's still going on.
yeah, like what they had like satellites and stuff back then, or like
Or they, as in
been
up there.
watching us this whole time, dude. They're like, when is the aliens gonna come? Aliens like,
Man, we watch y'all for like
they're like, we been here. Like, where the fuck you guys at?
we watch y'all for like 1,000 years. We
they're like, look all around you. You think you guys
man,
didn't
if
even come close to have like a technology like this?
if I was an alien, I would always keep my distance from humanity. I shit you not. I wouldn't even get close to us.
That shit's crazy. The
'Cause-
technology, like where you can stream wirelessly, it's people on the other side of the world can watch you live.
'Cause-
How wild is that technology?
Yeah, man.
Who gave us that? Alien number one?
Them UFOs, they smart. 'Cause if they stay far enough away, because if they get too close, they're gonna end up just like what's that movie, District 9,
Oh yeah, that
where they was like living in like South Africa or some shit, and they was
Yeah.
like they weren't even second class citizens. They were like third class citizen. They was underneath black people. Like they
I
was,
think they
it
went
was
through a
bad.
phase like that where the aliens, they were like amongst like humans, like they had that little phase.
This shit
Like,
got bad.
they're like, man, this shit's not gonna work.
They hate everything.
It's like, because what I'm hearing, like the humans are too aggressive.
Man,
They're
hell
saying,
yeah.
like, they're saying like, man, we can't even fucking chill these guys. Like they're always pissed off about some shit, you know?
Every week is something new. Fuck.
Like these humans, like they, even when everything's running smoothly, they find something to be mad about.
Everything. I don't care what it is. They will always find a way to kill each other.
Like, what do I want to be mad about now? Let's turn on the TV. Like, oh shit!
It's like, man, we gave them technology to feed their people.
You can't do abortions no more. Oh,
What the?
Thank you for giving me something to be mad about.
There's like,
You know?
there's like I can see the aliens be like, look, we gave you the technology to help feed your people, and to eventually join the bigger society of the galaxy,
The Galactic Alliance.
the Galactic Alliance, and you motherfuckers build bombs. Like what?
Like, which one of you motherfuckers, like, in this room, gave them the blueprints to build an atom bomb?
Yeah, why y'all trolling these people?
Then it'd be like the smallest dude, right, in the council meeting. My bad. I was just trying to speed up, the world society because they're running so slow. I was
trying to help.
They were taking too long, and it's like watching paint dry, you know?
And like now they're killing themselves, and they're going to kill themselves eventually.
But then but did they get the technology? Yes.
They did. You didn't say how. You never said how they was going to get it.
Because if you think about it, right, like a lot of the big changes that happen in the world, you don't even know the people that's behind it. For example, one of the biggest things was like computer language.
Yeah.
Do you know who developed like the first computer language where computers can speak to each other? Like who developed that language?
I wouldn't even have no clue.
Nobody knows. I don't even know. The most I know is they said a female developed this computer language, the first computer language. But if you ask the regular person on the street, they don't even know if it's a female or a male. They don't even know who developed it. They don't even know the first name or nothing. Like, wouldn't that person who developed it in the first place be like somebody that everybody would know the name of, like Steve Jobs or something, like a name like that?
Yeah.
But she was the most important person because she was able to create a language where machines can talk to each other, which is fucking crazy as fuck.
First of all, the average person, if you ask on the street about it, will be like, wait, computers have languages? First of all, they gotta get past that part. It was like, wait, what? Computer language?
Yeah.
So people won't even know about that shit. But that's just like recently, I just found out, I had got this thing for my parents for their anniversary. Shout out to them. They come up with 40 years in a couple of days. But it says like things, but it's saying like things that happened in 1982 when they got married, like all like the biggest movies at of that year, all this other stuff. But on the thing, it also says like notable figures that happened that year was like, I forget the boy's name, but a 15-year-old created the first virus ever. I was like, what?
A 15 year old
created the first computer virus back in 1982.
Oh, yeah.
I never knew this shit ever, but I looked it up. I was like, oh, fuck, that's a smart kid. And he wound up getting, of course, a high-paying job as an adult and working in Silicon Valley in the 2000s and all that. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah, man, those times, like, I'd say those were, like, the golden times of, like, them getting into the language of machines. It's because we're understanding the language of machines. These machines, let's say they exist, but they don't know how to talk to each other.
No, man.
But who developed the language to gave to the computers to be like, hey, we can talk to each other now because some lady developed a language, which I give her credit, but I think it's far more deeper than that.
Than just her.
Like the language, the computer language came from, I think, something that's higher with higher knowledge.
But you think she found out
I think they just gave her They just put a sticker on a human.
Yeah, we need somebody to take responsibility.
Like, take credit for this, Louisiana, whatever her name was. You know, because do anybody on the street know her name till this day?
You show me a picture of right now. I want to know.
You have to look it up like real hard. Like, okay, who developed the first like computer language? But you know what's crazy about this whole computer language stuff? You know how like there's like in our world, like there's different languages like Chinese, Japanese, Korean, English, and stuff. Like computer language is like the same thing, but you know there's like different forms of computer language. Like it'll be C++, it'll be like Python, it'll be like Swift or whatever. Different language, but they're all if you can do it right, it all does the same function, but it's just done in different languages. So what was I trying to get to?
Computer language. Is it like somebody with the lady, then computer language and
Fuck, I had like a bigger like thing I was gonna say. Damn it. I'm so sorry. I'll let you talk because it was something that was leading up to that. My bad. I'm so sorry. My brain just blacked out like somebody went over here like, you better shut the fuck up.
You're saying too much. You won't pull the plug. But nah, with the computer language, if I saw a picture of her, I would have no goddamn idea who she is. Now I want to look her up because after seeing that dude's name from before that created the first virus, I'm like, well, how did I not even thought about who created the first virus? There's never a question I ever thought about asking who created the first computer virus. But in 1982, he blew up, man. But I feel like people that got into the beginning of this shit, they capitalized off that. They saw the future of computers way before most people want to think about computers in the damn 80s. Unless it was like Atari or something. You know what I'm saying? We're nothing big. But those are people that really stand out in society. They probably.
Damn it. That's just gonna bother me.
Let me see what.
But yeah,
let me see what this link is.
Being able to make computers talk to each other or machines talk to each other. That was like the breakthrough, like with technology, able to like, all right, we have a language for these machines. Now they can speak to each other. They can tell each other functions and then do certain stuff. And now you can. It's like like a regular office job where back then you have to write everything down physically. But then they figured out how to do all this shit where you can eliminate all the file cabinets and you get to put all these files like on your computer. We can eliminate that. So the crazy thing is, like, even with like the technology with the computers and how everything was more convenient, you could store all the files like on your computer. They were still building office buildings like skyscrapers, right? Pretending like these skyscrapers like had like a real reason for them to even build like a space like that, take up space for no reason, when all of that work could have been done at home on a computer. And it was proven, like with COVID, like these office buildings didn't even need to exist.
I know I see a lot of people going through this transition right now at work. The days of working in the office is over. The transition is happening in real time. I'm seeing it. And hey, fuck it.
Google quantum supremacy.
Yeah, I'm already on it now. It says Google's
quantum. We talked about this like last year.
Yeah, quantum supremacy.
Man, we're ahead of the game like so far.
Back 2019. Yep.
We did talk about like Google supremacy, how they built this quantum, like this is like the trigger word for like a lot of people now.
Quantum. That's all it is.
It's like if you don't know,
it is.
If you don't really understand like the technology, you could just say quantum. You know,
it'll fall into that category in some kind of way. Yeah.
But basically like the technology, like a simple form, like I can put it like what quantum technology is like. Okay, like they have this supercomputer, right? And like let's say like this computer, like if you're giving it like a function like head or tails, right? It's great. You're telling your regular computer head or tails. But this computer is running in different, it's a little sci-fi, but it's running like in different like realities.
Okay.
So it's pulling answers from different realities. Yeah. Like I was saying a long time ago, like if you say head or tails, right? This computer is actually doing head and tails at the same time. So you can get like both with the same answers at the same time. But it's also pulling information from
out there.
God knows where. They say the quantum realm, whatever, like they say
all
they built
the possibilities.
They built these supercomputers, the quantum computers, but they don't really say like, hey, where the fuck are they pulling this information out of? So they're saying they're pulling the sci-fi shit that they're doing. They're pulling information from a whole bunch of different realities. That's why they're able to get like the answer a whole lot quicker because
the processing, the odds of
realities, like thinking about like one problem to solve and shit.
And if it's true what how they say about like with the realities that's supposed to exist out there, there's like countless. So quantum computers like everything all at once.
It breaks like the law of like what do we understand like with technology and the laws of how everything is written.
A human would die if they had that ability.
Yeah, it breaks the rules. Yeah. That's why scientists like they're stepping back a little. They're not saying like anything is like paranormal anymore because a lot of stuff that was paranormal, they're able to like produce it like in a lab.
I'm noticing now. Yeah, they're starting to change their wording of certain things now. Kind of slower. But for an ordinary so 50 try says, but for an ordinary supercomputer to kind of match, but a little slower,
It'll be a lot slower.
Like a supercomputer?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
because if you compare like a supercomputer, like how, like back then or even now, supercomputer would be like the size of like a fucking building and shit.
Yeah.
Like a quantum computer could be like 1% like of that same size, but it's doing like calculations like it's beyond like our own understanding.
Yeah.
Because the calculations it's doing is almost like godlike. Like there's no other
bunch of numbers.
Yeah, we don't have words to explain like what the fuck this quantum computer is doing, because it's doing stuff that even the people that built it, they don't even understand like how it's even doing these type of calculations, because it breaks all science. It breaks all like it breaks everything. That's why they can't really come out like in public and actually talk about stuff like this, because it doesn't even fit into our science. You have to rewrite the whole science to even explain it. And then if you rewrite the whole science, then you'd be like, hey, so all that shit's fucking bullshit.
For all these generations we've been teaching kids about science and shit, this shit just broke it.
Yeah, well, all we know. That's all theory. All of it.
All of it's
the whole
theory,
quantum shit. Who knows? That quantum shit might be pulling shit from nothing. Just making up shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised in about 1,000 years, though.
I would say less, because it's just moving at a ridiculous rate right now, because it's not even in our hands no more. It's in the hands of like artificial intelligence. They're the one taking the wheel. They're like Jesus.
Well, I was thinking like, as far as like as humans working, like so like 1,000 years from now, I could kind of see this being a thing where some kind of religious cult is going to form around like a fucking supercomputer.
We're going to start that cult.
So it's like worship a quantum computer.
Yeah.
Quantum computer be doing like church service and shit.
But we're going to start it.
011 That's the whole service. This is how it communicates. 1110.
110. Logging in. Yeah, we're going to create like our own language. But we're not going to actually create it. We're going to have the computers create it.
Yeah, let them control us for a second. Let them take the reins of humanity.
And then they make their own laws and shit to where we can't even log in no more.
Oh, they locked us out.
Yeah.
They locked us out. But I could definitely see that happening.
And then we become a slave.
Yeah, to them.
50 says your phone in 100 years will be that quantum computer.
Like as far as size?
I say less than 100 years, man. I say like in the next 20 years, dude, we won't even recognize like this setup right now.
No, but this planet is gonna be so vastly different, brother. If there's even still a planet,
right?
We don't
where
know.
they're throwing all that trash at.
I don't want to know. That's what I really
like.
Don't
think about like how much trash people produce in one day, and then they're throwing all this trash and it's like a trash,
Why not just shoot that bitch into the sun?
I think they've done that.
And they probably miscalculated that shit landed on Venus. Some bullshit.
I think they're sending trash to space. That's the rumor.
Damn, well, we really gonna join the galactic community now. Like you gonna dump your shit and it's like I went on a walk early today, go on my morning walk on this trail, and then look off to the right, and I see like a Bud Light can like off on the grass. I'm like, oh, fucking humans. That's why we can't have nothing. That's why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, if I was God and I was watching over you guys,
you blow us up.
I'd drown you guys.
Oh,
2 times. I'm just playing. I'm not playing, but yeah, that's it for today's episode, guys.
Oh yeah.
If anybody ever makes it to the end, I'm not crazy, man.
That's what you want to tell the people.
I apologize.
And we hope
out of line just a little bit.
We hope you enjoyed the show, guys.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoy this show. Wait, hold on. 50 says, if it is sent into the sun. But yeah, he's talking about sending trash to the sun.
More,
yeah. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch everybody next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
Love you guys. See ya. It's not illegal to not listen to music. It's illegal to